And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, the fake news out there, and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Pull out your smartphone, save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you are going to need it. 813-670-7372. Save that number in your phone, 813-670-7372, and we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can click on the contact form, submit an email, any questions, comments, concerns you may have. You might be looking for credit information, improve your credit. You might be looking to refinance a mortgage or buy some real estate. We want to hear from you as well. And also on consumerqb.com, you can see links to all of our expert contributors, over 80 show partners that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the air to help you win in 80 different categories of consumer advocate content. And in studio today, we got two of the best, our expert contributors here, our A-team in the house. Kimberly Marie, Principal Architectural Interior Designer, Arc Lux. Welcome in, Kimberly.
Hi, thank you so much for me being here today.
Yeah.
This is the second time.
Thank you so much for me being here today. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome.
Helping you win in any marketplace. So how are you going to help our listeners win?
I would like to tie into John because of lighting and how important it is to have lighting in your homes or in your offices so that you're not tired throughout the day. So we'll go back and forth because I'm sure that we cross paths many times in many different industries. So we'll just back and forth.
Yeah, I love it. John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting, back in the house. Welcome in, sir.
Thanks, man. Great to be here.
Likewise.
I see you got your buttons.
Yeah, I got a couple back. I got some of them back.
Oh, boy, I'm so
some
proud
fun
of you.
ones.
I know.
It's very nice.
That's a good one. Here, this was Braylon's favorite when she was on the show last week.
Bye, Felicia.
Everybody loves that one. But yeah, John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting, and I love the idea too when you think about the saving money, the improved. It's health. It's a health issue too. When you look at it, it strains your eyes. There's a lot of different ways to go there. But what are you seeing out there?
Thank you, and I think you just kind of hammered it all in the wall.
Yeah.
Obviously, from an architectural standpoint, we work with a lot of groups on a national level, specifically on lighting plans and when they're designing. Obviously we do a tremendous amount of commercial stuff. Bigger, larger, celebrity homes and things, but it doesn't matter if it's in your closet or if it's out in front of your house. The better quality the light, and now more days everybody's starting to understand Kelvin. So they're talking about true color and full spectrum. And we've been pushing 5,000, 5,500 Kelvin for 12 years, So we understand that. We know it's better quality light. We know people are more productive. We know they take less sick days. We know that, there's certain societies like autism, you can't be around fluorescence. So some good stuff that we can talk about, I think, today. And like, Kimberly said, a little banter back and forth and make fun of her when she talks like that.
I like that. So you weren't talking about Calvin. Isn't that a comic book? You weren't talking about that?
No, not Calvin with a C.
Oh, okay.
Calvin with a K. And a lot of folks don't understand that because for years, when you bought a light bulb, what did you go and buy? When you went into the hardware store and you said, I need a light bulb, what did you ask for?
Just a basic light bulb, I guess.
Not like 100 watt or 80 watt.
Okay.
I need a 100 watt bulb.
They want it bright.
Yeah, but did you ever look on the side and see what the lumens were? Did you even know what a lumen was?
No.
Do you know what a lumen is?
No, I don't.
Right. It's a measurement of light. But a lot of people didn't understand that. And on those old light bulbs, 100 watt, there would be Kelvin, which, you'd hear things like soft white. Well, soft white is 4,000 Kelvin. We're calling it soft white. So it's a trick and play on words. Everybody's got a, I hear things like natural light and cool white and warm white, and everybody's got their own little style. But that's like Subaru and Toyota and, Mitsubishi. They don't all call it the same car. They all got their own name for it.
Yeah. I know that one of the light that we used to think about, I grew up in a small, country town, and out in the woods, we'd get the, what do you call the, when you go out in the woods, you got the Q-beam.
Stick.
You got the Q-beam where you can see the animals or the hogs, whatever you're hunting, far away. What is that, like candle? I forgot what they call that.
Like candles.
Yeah,
candle power.
Yeah,
like
something where you're holding that.
Oh, okay. You're
holding that beam up. You're looking out in the woods.
You had me lost when you said in the woods. I was thinking Little House on the Prairie. I was imagining you running down with Laura Ingalls. All right, back up. So you're talking candle power of like something to see.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what it was.
But candle power, foot candles, lux is now what everybody likes to use.
Yep.
They're all just measurements of light. Lumens is a separate measurement of light. Foot candles is like at this desk right here at this height level.
Yep.
What does the light meter read in foot candles? And we can convert that to lux. And there's standards. Like OSHA standards, federal school standards, and in
parking lot standards, because you do wall packs, and like CVS Pharmacy would have something that would be 3-foot candles in their parking lot, because that's what they have.
Program note: CVS does not sponsor this show.
Okay.
Let me plug some sponsors here. So we got Brio Tuscan Grill, our official restaurant partner. Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard, Tampa. Brio Tuscan Grill, located off of Bay Street, next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel International Plaza. At Brio Tuscan Grill and International Plaza, you will discover our Italian menu, drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, bringing the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa.
Wow.
The official restaurant partner. Sounds good, right?
Oh my God.
Sounds fun.
Let's go to lunch.
Let's do that.
All right.
We've got it. We have a lunch date, John.
We have to call it a date.
Yeah, well, that's what Connor. I remember Connor saying that to Kurt one time. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're having a mandate."
I miss Connor.
I do. Let's call an audible right there. We're going to call an audible. All right, so we got the top 5 players with the most career touchdowns coming up since the Buccaneers camp is back in full swing here. We're going to talk a little football here on the Quarterback Show, and also we want to talk about the new drug. There's a new drug in our feel-good story that is giving people who seem to be out of options, find out about it in our Tell Me Something Good segment. There's a new drug that's very effective with cancer, so we're going to talk about that in our Tell Me Something Good segment as well. And got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. We got an open house going on this weekend. Say hello to Will Hyder and some of the folks from our team over at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. Open house Saturday 11 to 2 here in beautiful Tampa Bay. $259,000 home, pool home with a split floor plan, approximately 2,300 square feet, located in Seminole Heights area. And this is a great pool home, no HOA, no CDD, and it's completely renovated property here at 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. Also a beautiful property in Bayport. It's 5208 East Longboat in Tampa. Beautiful Bayport property here. 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath, $855,000. You got bay access to the Upper Tampa Bay. Beautiful pool home, spa, over 4,161 square feet. And a beautiful Mediterranean property here in lovely Tampa Bay. Yeah, John, I got my buttons back. I got a couple buttons back here, so I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable.
That's right. I feel like, yes.
Last time you had to sing it for us, so let's do that. Can we do that again?
What was the one I sang?
You used to call me on my cell phone. So call us on our hotline. Any questions you have, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
There you go. There you go. You can call or text that line, 670-7372.
Oh,
yeah, Facebook Live in it. All right, so Kimberly, let's talk about what you do, how you can help our listeners out there, our viewers of our TV show on WeBeam TV, ArcLux, former contracting background. I mean, you've got a very diverse background. So let's talk about what you're seeing out there and how you can help our listeners.
So basically, we would like to come in to look at your property, whether it's commercial, residential, commercial, corporate, and sit down with you, free consultation, and just go over all the different things that you might want in this new project. it makes more sense for us to sit down and talk this out so that we can actually formulate how much your budget could be. We don't want to know what your budget is right now because it may be to where we can actually retrofit you into a better.
That sounds like
option.
the business I want to run.
Well,
Listen, I don't really need to understand your budget. Let's talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me throw some numbers down. Let me tell you what the budget's going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because maybe I could get something for a little bit cheaper than they
Right.
can.
Or maybe it's also better to listen to the professional who understands best what they're doing, which
That's
a lot of
insane.
times
Write
I
that
think.
down.
No, because we run into that in the lighting side. I know you
Yeah.
run into it where people say, yeah, but I could get on Amazon or I could go here and I could do that.
Right.
And it's like, all right, listen. What you don't understand is you never know what you're buying. You never know who you're dealing with. And
Well, it needs to be UL rated. And I was working with a commercial property. It was going to turn into a restaurant, and they wanted to DIY all their lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not safe at all. So,
Yeah. So, Kimberly, also, I like the fact that when you go in and you do a design project, you have a lot of connections in the industry. You're going to the actual where the manufacturers manufacture the different, should it be furniture, all the different types. So, I love that
and
aspect of your
cabinetry.
business. Cabinetry, yep.
So basically, with cabinetry, we have like our own private line with a major manufacturer, and it's a 2 million square foot facility. Everything is sustainable. It's a green company. They grow their trees. It comes in as a log one side, goes out furniture and cabinetry on the other. And there's
pretty cool.
so many options.
that's really cool.
Our turnaround time is 3 weeks. And if you're doing
Which is
something
unheard of, I'm sure.
you just heard it though.
I'm saying it.
telling you.
I'm saying it's probably unheard of in the industry. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But any color, any custom, we can match. So if you have some idea in mind, then you can actually call us and we can design it for you, and we'll send it to the engineering department, and then we'll get it in production.
I love it. Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of good stuff happening here on the Consumer Quarterback Show today. Here we got Kimberly Marie. She's a principal architectural interior designer, Arc Lux, and John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting. More from our expert contributors as well. And we want to give a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and giving a big shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach, our official hotel partner. They do have an REQB code that's going to save you some money, 15 to 20% off of your room stay, just by mentioning you heard it here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. At the Hotel Zamora, you can expect beautiful, overlooking, expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway. You got the rooftop 360. You got the Castile restaurant on site, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Just go check them out. Even if you're not staying there, check out the restaurant, the beautiful scene there. Plan your next staycation, your vacation here at the lovely Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, St. Pete Beach, our official hotel partner on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Couple of hot listings here. Platinum MVP Realty just listed 380 Bridal Pathway in Tarpon Springs, 4-bedroom, 2-bath property, Keystone Phase 2 here. It's $299,000. Great buying opportunity. Just hit the market. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, pool home with over 1,800 square feet in Keystone Bluffs, as well as 7657 132nd Way in Seminole. This is a split floor plan, 2-story home, pool home here. No HOA or CDD at $399,000. It's a great opportunity to purchase here. Over 2,400 square foot heated, and the owner is motivated. We just reduced, and those are 2 hot properties here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, in studio today, Kimberly Marie. She's a principal architectural interior designer, Arc Lux, as well as John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting. He's a lighting expert, helping businesses and homeowners save money when it comes to their lighting. And later in the show, we've got a new drug that's helping people who seem to be out of options find out about it in our Tell Me Something Good segment. The cancer drug is so effective. And
oh my God,
what's happening?
Why didn't you say that?
What?
Why didn't you say we have a new cancer drug for people that... We have a new drug. Hey, we're going to talk about a new drug, and it's for people that are out of options.
Hey, this is interesting. Wait till we get to that.
I'm sure it is, but it sounded super interesting.
Don't kill my tease. Don't kill my tease. That's my tease right there. That's later. All right, so we're talking about real estate, ways that you can help you win. Later in the show as well, John, we're going to talk about the top 5 NFL players with the most career touchdowns.
We got a lot of stuff.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be good.
Okay, it's going to be funny.
Here we go. All right, so Kimberly Marie, principal architectural interior designer, Arc Lux. We kind of left off on how you were helping homeowners. So let's be clear. We're talking about if you have a wall that you want to knock down, you have a beautiful view of a waterfront home, or you have some type of redesign project that you wanted to do. These are ways that you can help some of our listeners out.
Yes, and so even not even just residential, but we can go into the corporate side or commercial side. A lot of times, those of us who are working, on our computers, and by the end of the day, we are just spent, and then we have to go and battle in traffic. And so if our lighting was a little bit different, or if our space planning was a little bit different, or maybe it just made it easier for us to work. So we would go in and help you out with all of that, try to see what your tasks are, and maybe your seating and how you're positioned, and the human factors of what's necessary in the room. But I will tell you, and I will say this completely, when we are choosing colors as a professional, it may not make sense to you at first, but let us go through the process, because once we bring in lighting, we can change those lighting tones, and we can make it, what the industry would know as cooler or warmer, and basically change that up. If you were to see most of these restaurants that open at like 4:00 in the afternoon,
right?
If you saw them during the day, they don't look like anything matches at all. I mean, they're not pretty at all. But at night, the ambiance is beautiful, and it's because of lighting. And so, when we're going through these processes with you, just do trust us. We do know what we're doing, and and all of our contractors are professionals, and they're licensed, bonded, and insured. They do this for a living. They're very focused in what they do. So just allow us to show you full spectrum of what needs to happen.
And I love the idea also. You've got a couple of projects that we've actually looked at together where you've got a real estate investor purchasing a property, doing the traditional renovation and flip, and they're utilizing your services to come in and give the fresh perspective on what the potential is of this property, whether it's a single family, maybe a condo. So that's another market niche for you as well.
Absolutely. And this client is an absolute one of my very best clients, and very understanding. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's looking for properties, and you work with him as well. You've talked to him. You can tie into what he understands, and just being able to take a project that doesn't look like that it's going to turn into something beautiful, and just let us do that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's part of the American dream, and that draw of the real estate business. People in real estate, they say, man, you've heard the stories, we've seen this play out over and over. So there's a couple different things you can do. There's the opportunity to buy. Of course, you buy low, sell high, right? That's the idea. There's ways to buy these off market properties, which we can help you out there as a real estate investor as well. If you want to get into that game, reach out to us, and we'll definitely help you with that. ConsumerQB.com. Submit the form there, and we can help you with that. And then you look at the renovation, flip it real quick to an end user. You're going to be able to, within 60 to 90 days, typically be able to turn a property, make some nice cheddar on the other side, make some money there, right? And then also you have the renovate and then rent it out. So maybe a little less decadent on some of the end materials used there. But there's a couple different options for investors out there.
Yes, but I do want to make a point with this, is when we are going into a property and you have other sources that you may have seen, just allow us to take care of all of that. Right. Because a lot of times it'll slow us down if we bring in other contractors that are outside of our normal circles. We normally do not purchase at all unless it's something that we absolutely need, like screws or something from the box stores. Mm-hmm. So we are not going to compete with that. Right. We are going to look for the quality and try to get as close to what you would need so that you can actually make a profit off of this when you're selling it back out. Yeah,
I love that. John, comments there? Anything happening in your space when it comes to the real estate renovations? Are you seeing that type of a flow? More so on the commercial side, maybe, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think we made a decision a long time ago when for years, we did a lot of OEM private label for big ECCs and box stores and online guys. And, we did stuff with HSN, where they have a product, they have certain specs, guidelines that they want to fall within. And then they just want somebody to make it. And in the consumer world, short of going door to door, dumping a ton of money in mail, emailing and bugging people, how do you sell lights to them? You got to have Kimberly, or you got to have a contractor, or you got to have somebody. A box store, like they have a captive audience. They're buying wood, and it's like, oh look, there's the LEDs here, right? So that model made a lot of sense. For years. We sold into that market. The reason now we're straight direct side is because we are selling to end users, to the consumers, to the commercial side, and, to the guys in that commercial marketplace, industrial, that they're looking for like volume. We can go in and do, a $20, $10, $15, $30,000 job, but our sweet spot is that, high 6, low 7s, where you're dealing with a municipality, or you're dealing with the school system, or you're dealing with, a Fortune 100 company, and they see the value of like, okay, so we spend $500,000 on these lights, right? And we're going to save $50,000 a month. So it's a little bit different. Now, if you translate that into Kimberly's world, it's perfect because she can come in and not only make these phenomenal changes and adjustments and improvements for what you guys do, but she's got so much experience that she's already seen it all. And I think that when you're in that world of choosing somebody from that environment, you want folks that, whether she's going to get in there and swing the hammer or not, she understands exactly what needs to be accomplished. And working with a group like ours or somebody else in the LED world, I'm sure that, and you can attest to this, that when you've got groups that you can control what's going on, it works perfectly for you.
Yes, because you'd put in contractors one after another or overlap them, or actually, for the beginning of ours, we'd like for them all to be there at the same time before the project actually begins, just so that everybody is in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's expound more on that. I like that. We're getting deep in there. And so a new cancer drug is giving people who seem to be out of options hope. Find out more about it in our Tell Me Something Good, as well as our top 5 NFL players with the most career touchdowns with the Buccaneers camp back in full swing. We're getting geared up for that football season. We're going to talk about that. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida football team there, the Bulls. Longtime quarterback on the sports teams, quarterbacking transactions now for our listeners out there, quarterbacking transactions for our real estate sellers, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties by featuring them live on air on our daily radio and TV show here. Got a couple of hot ones for you here. 4711 Juanita Way South in St. Petersburg. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property in the Bayou Bonita Park. $375,000. Great opportunity here. Almost 3,000 square feet heated. 4 bedrooms, 3-bath. And it's got a beautiful pool area as well, fenced-in backyard, great opportunity, as well as attention builders and developers. I got an 84-acre opportunity for you here, 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner, $1.715 million. Great opportunity here in Chestnut Forest subdivision, 84 acres zoned ARG-PD. So looking for a builder out there, entrepreneurs that want to buy some land, build some homes, and grow their business here in beautiful Tampa Bay.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
Coming up in the show, top 5 NFL players with the most career touchdowns. And also, we've got an interesting feel-good story here. It's a new cancer drug is giving people hope who seem to be out of options. Find out about it on our Tell Me Something Good segment. All right, in studio today, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me. Kimberly Marie, she's a principal architectural interior designer, Arc Lux, as well as John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting. And giving a shout-out to Robert Hessel and his team, our security partner, Robert Hessel, Source One Solutions, Honeywell Technology, protecting your investments, either your home or your office. Shout out to Source One Solutions, the official security partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, let's go back here. We were talking about, we were diving deeper there. I like that idea. We're getting deep. We're understanding a little bit more about the lighting, how it affects your businesses, and also with Kimberly Marie, we're talking about how it affects the actual design of the space, the real estate space. So let's talk about that. Where do we leave off there? We're talking about,
well, basically, even in a commercial space or in a corporate space or even in a hair salon, like, some of the consumers that are going to the hair salon, they want this perfect color. And a lot of times that you'll see a lot of these hairdressers or hairstylists will take you outside to actually color match. And really, we should be color matching inside. We can color match outside, but we can bring some of that natural light that is outside in, through lighting.
Bring all of it.
We'll bring all of it.
Bring all of it, Kimberly.
Yes.
I like that.
You do it.
Yes.
You tell people you bring it, and I'm bringing it.
Well, you light the
Just
path.
pick up the.
It's very nice.
You just call me. And by the way, I think when you're selling property in Seffner, Florida, it should be like the intro song should be like maybe just some good old boys.
out in East County.
Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, I love that. Back in the day right there.
But yeah, I mean the lighting for everything is. I mean, think about it. Retail. Think about where you work, and I mean these lights are horrible, but it is what it is. That's just kind of what is out there and what everybody's been used to, and eventually the LEDs will become part of the norm. It'll be what everybody does.
Why don't we educate them on some of the LEDs, and why would we choose to have a LED in the specifications versus something else that they could pick up at the box stores?
Oh God. So I mean, to start off with, they last 50,000 plus hours. LEDs have they're low voltage, and so you have a driver that is really the lifespan. So if you're like us and you make the lights with top quality or what would be called bin 10 raw materials, we're going to have lights that last forever, LEDs that last forever. So the drivers go bad after 50,000 hours, but you can replace a driver and you're back in business for another 50,000, or by that time the drivers will be 200,000 hours or something.
Right.
So one, they last almost forever. Two, the quality, or what they would call the color rendering index, is very high. So it maintains its color, maintains, like, you don't see one light yellow, one light orange, one light purple.
Right.
They don't strobe, they don't blink. At least ours don't. If you buy, again, quality raw materials and you have flicker-free LEDs that you're buying, like ours are out of Japan, then you're guaranteed, flicker-free environment. Obviously, like we're talking about color spectrum and true color, eliminates your eyes with different types of levels of illumination or different kelvins. It eliminates your eyes from telescopically making constant adjustments, which create headaches. You hear a lot of people with headaches and stuff like that. Heat. We live in Florida, so here, like, to our customers in Toronto, Canada, like the reps up there sell it on ice. Eliminating that. But on the flip side of it is, there's no heat, so you eliminate a tremendous amount of AC costs, chilling costs. Which also eliminates that up and down fluctuation in an environment. 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cold, and so on. And then I think, from a maintenance standpoint, the fact that you don't have to constantly replace, change, update, in our environment, lights are 20, 30, 40, 50 feet in the air. Who's getting up and doing that?
Right.
Not on a regular basis. So, there's definitely some huge advantages. In the last 7-8 years, we've had tremendous technological advances, from an illumination standpoint. And now, in the last just year or two, and for us, third generation, just rolling out in the last 6 months, we're 130 30 to 170 lumens per watt. Well, that's like 4,000% increase from what it was 5-6 years ago, is when it was 40 to 70 lumens a watt.
Yeah.
So it's, I think all the way around, if somebody were to lay it out, it's just a smart choice. It's just nobody's educated on it. You know, like you don't know right now, if you don't feel well, if you should take penicillin or some other, you know, drug. You have to go to the doctor. We're the doctor. We're the doctor for your lights, but we can't see everybody. So, you know, if you need us,
Dr. Grant on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
And if you need us, call us. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we hear, you know, and I'm laughing right now because I see so many trends going on. Like, you know, we've got almost 400 reps now, 300 some change just in U.S.
Nice.
And some of these guys and girls are being creative.
Right.
Like, you know, anybody can go to the car dealership and get, you know, like we do those. But how about signage?
Yeah.
How about your sign out front that never works?
Yeah.
Or works for a year after or 6-8 months after they do it? Because the sign, you know, and she can tell you from a design standpoint, the sign is not going to withstand water and wind and cold and hot and so on forever.
Yeah.
You know, so eventually the sign starts to break down, water gets in there, and what's in there? Electric. So take something in your house and throw some water on it that's electric.
Yeah.
Tell me if it works when you're done. Right? So we come in and we take all the guts out of inside the sign. No, not in the bathtub at least. So we come in and take all the guts out of the sign. We put in something that's waterproof LED.
Right.
And now it doesn't matter if your sign's got a little ding in it or crack in it or it's leaking on the edge and water's getting in there, because the sign's bright for the next 12 years, 50,000 hours.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's so many places.
Let me ask you too, John. John Grant on Eagle LED lighting here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Are we going there? Are we going to the Dr. G LED lighting?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
I'm just one guy.
All right. So now, but did we talk about through that overview? That was a great overview, by the way. Did you talk about the tax incentives or rebates, or are they gone?
They're gone. Well, the rebates aren't gone in a lot of parts of the country. We're still like in Tennessee Valley, California, hot in the Carolinas still. You know, up into the Northeast, like with you know, upstate New York still has like National Grid. Some of the big players, you know, they're still there. But like Duke here in Florida, Duke in Carolina is good. Florida, gone.
So what is it? A political deal between states and rebates?
No.
What's
our
going on?
corporate office is here. So when we rolled out our direct side, truthfully, we ate up probably 85-90% of Duke's money in Florida. We did millions of dollars in LED lights in a short period of time with a tremendous amount of rebates. That was how we sold it. There was also an EPAC tax credit, which is that EPA, you know, 179D, which gave everybody 60 cents a square foot on the lighting portion of it, which again was a phenomenal deal for a lot of these big 100, 2,000, 200,000 million square foot facilities. They were getting a ton of cash back. So once they hit the ceiling, the federal monies are gone. It's a federal program. It's a federally sponsored, and it's not just LED. You know, like if you go to Duke right now, they still have rebates for like HVAC stuff that you change out.
Anything with solar? No.
They probably might.
Here's something too.
Do you know?
Here's something we had a couple weeks ago. We had Paul Bunshoe, our air conditioning and cooling expert. He was talking about the PACE program, the Preferred Alternative Clean Energy Program, which is really cool. They structure it as like a second lien. It's a loan on the house, but it can go to LEDs, I'm assuming. It can go to solar. It can go to anything to improve the efficiency and the clean energy of the home. Are you guys doing much with PACE?
No, because again, that's more in the consumer world.
Okay.
You know, the problem in the consumer world is we're like, if the consumer world's a car being built, we're like the tires. You know, you can't make the whole car. We're just the tires. You know, so somebody has to physically assemble the tires and the steering wheel and you know, all that stuff when it comes to that side.
Gotcha.
In the commercial world, it's a completely different environment because we're working with facility managers and maintenance guys and engineers who they have a budget. They have, you know, a job changing out lights. They know there's an issue. They're interested. They just don't understand it. So us walking in the door helps them understand. And that's why we like them to reach out to us. Eagle, EAG-LED.com. Check us out. Social media, all over the place. We definitely want to come in, and it doesn't matter where you are. If you're listening to us in, Seattle, Washington, we got 10 reps there. So
that's right. Yeah. Nationwide can help you with that. John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting, and also Kimberly Marie. She's a principal architectural interior designer with ArcLux, coming up as well as a new cancer drug is giving people hope who seem to be out of options. Find out about it in our Tell Me Something Good segment and more from our expert contributors. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. Giving a big shout out to Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet. Meal plan starting at $90 a week. Optimal fuel, optimal performance, all organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. Healthy Gourmet, longtime friend of the program. I love it when Monday, Wednesday, Fridays roll around. I have these awesome meals delivered to my home and office, and I'm able to save that time and effort running into the fast food restaurants or even cooking for myself. A lot of times I just warm it up on the stovetop. Got a great meal right there. Compliments of Healthy Gourmet, our official partner here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. In studio today, we've got Kimberly Marie, Principal Architectural Interior Designer with Arc Lux, as well as John Grant, Eagled LED Lighting. He's a lighting expert here in the Tampa Bay market. And also we've got coming up in the show a new cancer drug is giving people hope who seem to be out of options in our Tell Me Something Good segment, as well as our top 5 NFL players with the most career touchdowns. Let's go ahead and jump into our Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
All right, we're going to tell you something good here. So what we've got here is a cancer drug that's so effective the FDA approved it immediately. It's a new cancer drug that has overwhelmingly helped shrink and eradicate tumors in patients whose cancer had resisted every other treatment. The results published in the journal Science also so striking that the Food and Drug Administration already has approved the drug. The study followed 86 cancer patients with tumors in the pancreas, prostate, uterus, or bone, and each patient was giving this drug, and it was also a brand name of Keytruda. After taking the drug, 66 patients had their tumors shrink substantially and stabilize instead of continuing to grow. Among them were 18 patients whose tumors vanished and have not returned, according to the New York Times.
What?
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Good find there, Anthony. That was a good one.
Good job, Anthony.
Dr. Jack Jacob, of the medical oncologist director of oncology at the Memorial Care Center Institute Orange Coast Memorial Medical Center, said the FDA doesn't take these kind of drugs or these kind of things lightly. The data was so good they had to approve it. So that's a great story.
Straight out the mouth of Dr. Jack Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
There you go. And so there's your feel-good story of the week. And we also have the top 5 NFL players with the most career touchdowns. So, Kimberly, I know it's not in your wheelhouse.
Writing down over there?
I know it's not in your wheelhouse there.
I can't.
Is she
I don't know.
She's a doodler.
Is she Googling over there?
No, she's Googling on her paper.
No,
John,
if I needed
give me
to,
the top
I'd
5.
have to do something else.
All right,
Let's go. Who's our top 5
touchdowns?
here?
Let's start with Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt is on the list. Number 2 from Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Florida boy right there. He had 175 career touchdowns from 1990 to 2004.
Jerry Rice?
Jerry Rice, number 1 on the list, 1985 to 2004.
That was hers.
208. Was that yours, Kimberly?
She said, she was like, Jerry Rice.
Kimberly, you weighing in on this?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't.
She's got Jerry Rice.
I'd
got
have to text my
Emmitt.
cousins.
She wins.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would.
your cousins played in the league. That's right.
Yeah, 3 of my cousins played NFL and college football. So,
Nice.
But I know
Awesome.
nothing. I know nothing about that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
So number 5 on the list, Terrell Owens, Alexander City, Alabama.
We're done guessing.
He had 156 career touchdowns, 1996 to 2010. T.O., that's right. So
Golly.
you want to try to guess the last 2?
No, because you just I was going to get
stole
all
number
5. But go ahead.
All right, so Randy Moss from
Right.
Rand, Virginia.
Uh-huh.
West Virginia, 157 touchdowns, 1998 to 2012. Man, it was something. They'd just throw it up to that guy. He'd just go get it. And
Is Irv number 3?
number 3 is LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, LT.
From Texas, Rosebud,
Wonder where
Texas.
Irv is on all that.
Who you saying?
Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin. Yeah, he must have just missed the list there. But yeah, good stuff. So
number
the
6.
top 5. So the Bucks training camp back hitting. So that's it's exciting time of the year.
They started already today. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Today?
Anthony said they started this week. I'm not sure.
Oh, that was OTAs.
Yeah, something like that. Michael Irving only had 65 touchdowns, Anthony said.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 65.
Thanks, Anthony. I knew I could count on you to look it up and just.
He told me to do this.
That was
story,
probably
too.
like in.
There you go. There you go, John. All right. So we're going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
Lightning round. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Kimberly Marie, you're up first.
Okay, so do not try to change out your transformers yourself. Please call a professional. Don't do that.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
Because we don't want you to fall or electrocute yourself or do anything. I mean, there are professionals for those things.
Yeah, that's a big one. John Grant, Eagle.
Who's beating that?
Yeah.
Stay out of the lightning.
Stay out of the lightning.
If it looks like it might lightning outside, go inside.
Yes.
In your rubber room.
Top tips, things to do, things to avoid on a serious note, John.
Oh, sorry. On a serious note, I think just don't go with poor quality. Don't make your decisions on anything on price.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that everybody's always pushing you for what they've got as the best. I think everybody thinks that in some capacity or another, but actually do some research. Find out who they've worked with and what they've accomplished and how happy people are with them, and see what's really out there.
Yeah, that's right. I like that. Licensed, bonded, insured. We always talk about making sure your contractors that you're allowing in your home are licensed, bonded, and insured. And we've got a public service announcement here as well. So if you know of anybody out there, kind of our one of our mantras around the show is random act of kindness, right? So this is something that you can do. And you can even post this on your social. But what you want to do is for anybody out there that's in need, and of course summertime, a lot of the kids aren't getting their school lunches, their meals. Text the word food to 877-877. Real simple. Just text the word food to 877-877. And then what's going to happen, the autoresponder is going to come back and say, okay, what's your zip code? Type in your zip code, and then it's going to come back and say, we've got schools and churches in your area. It's going to give you the addresses of these schools and churches. That's going to help these kids, maybe those less fortunate during the summer that may be missing meals and not have food. So there's a public service announcement from the Quarterback Show. Now, post that on your social media. Do a force for good. Continue that on. Pay it forward. Go ahead and post that on your social media and share it, and let us know about that. And we'd love to hear from you on that on the show. All right, let's do another round here. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid. Kimberly Marie, she's a principal architectural interior designer, Arc Lux. So give us some more top tips.
Let's see. Help me out. Gotta help me out. Just you start.
Let's go to John here.
Okay, so I think the top tips for the architectural side is don't worry if you don't really have a decision on what you want yet. Bring somebody like you in who's creative and knows what they're doing.
Who can't even give a tip. I mean, seriously.
I got you. Everybody gets nervous sometimes up here. That's why I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do want for people to understand that, especially here in Florida, that, we have a lot of buildings that are concrete and rebar, and we can't get into the ceilings and doing these lights and recessed lights are not an option for us. We can't just dig in there and just start doing it.
And I can help you out with LEDs. So you get Kimberly in there, and she'll come up with a design and how great it's going to look. She'll make sure it meets all of the guidelines and standards for whether it's OSHA or just standards for lighting, and we'll come up with something that will make it great.
Yeah, and we'll have, there's a lot of different optics on some of these things,
Mm-hmm.
and the warmth of color and whatever we need to do. But honestly, I would rather that consumers do, when they do research, please do not just purchase off of Amazon. Do let some of the professionals help you out with, your research, and we can help guide you. Because there's a lot of things that are out there that are not UL rated, and if there is a catastrophe, and your insurance is not going to cover it. So just ask us for advice. We are always willing to help.
Yeah, we want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health will, and each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners. Over 80 show partners now on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we want to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. We'd love for you to think about that metaphor as the hub of your financial will, your business will. Each spoke extending out represents another one of our preferred partners. Over 80 show categories, CPAs, financial advisors, 7 or 8 different types of attorneys with different specializations that we can help you win in any marketplace. So go to consumerqb.com, click on the contact form, let us know how we can help you. Everything from credit to home inspections and so much more at consumerqb.com. And our hotline number again is 813-670-7372. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, handing it to that person that you see on the side of the road that's in need, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that's in need, and being a force for good. Volunteer. Go out there and volunteer. volunteer with the church, donate your leftover supplies you may have, food and clothing, at your local church banks, and be a force for good in the community. I want to thank our expert contributors, Kimberly, Marie, and John Grant today. Had a lot of fun here and educating our listeners out there. And go out there and be a force for good in the community. Pay it forward, and we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372.